Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're going to talk about a really easy way you could play through Fare Thee Well by Mumford and Son. And we're going to start off with a D major chord. And when we play D major, first finger goes to the G on the 2nd fret, second finger on the high E on the 2nd fret, and third finger on the B string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds a D major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. And our main verse chorus, actually, and it kind of gets varied through the form, starts out with 4 D majors. We'll talk about a couple things that you can add to that later. But then we go to a G major chord. When we play G major, first finger goes to the A on the 2nd fret, second finger on the low E string on the 3rd fret, third finger on the high E string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord, and it sounds really happy. And another way you could play your G would be putting the third finger on the B string 3rd fret, pinky on the high E string 3rd fret, and that's another way you can play your G major, and then that way you wouldn't have to move your third finger from kind of that D major to the G major change. And then from the G, then we go back to D major, and then we go to an A major chord. When we play A major, first finger goes to the D on the 2nd fret, second finger on the G string 2nd fret, and third finger on the B string on the 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A major chord that sounds really, really happy. And then from the A, we're going to be going back to our D major chord at the very, very end. And you could actually work this progression actually through the entire song, actually. But a lot of times with a song like this, to make it more interesting, I like adding something called a strum pattern. And one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So we took the D and just tried that a lot. You'd have down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So we tried that through that progression. We'd have D down, up, down, up, 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 G 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 down, up, down, up, D down, up, down, up, D down, up, down, up, D down, up, down, up, something else you may want to add to that progression is bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down, of the down, down, up, down, you can throw in a bass note for the chord. So on the D, you'd have the D string for your bass. On the G, you'd have the low E for your bass. And on your A, you'd have the A string for your bass. So we tried that progression with basses. We'd have D with the D bass, down, up, down, 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 G with low E bass, down, up. Another cool variation of that you'll hear through the song though is kind of a down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, which you could even make into kind of a bass down, up, bass down, up. So we tried it that way. You'd have D with the D bass down, up, down, 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 G with the E bass down, up, down, G with the E bass down. Now from the beginning we end up kind of doing that progression one time through as kind of an instrumental, and actually it kind of sounds fingerstyle. And if you're kind of interested in that, what can be kind of cool if you're interested in fingerstyle is you use your thumb for your bass player for the D and the A and the E string, and your index finger could get locked into the G string, middle finger on the B string, and ring finger on the high E string. And one really easy way to kind of break up the chords would be doing kind of a thumb index middle ring, kind of bass index middle ring, or bass G B E kind of idea. And if you did that twice, that would kind of take the place of one of our down, down, up, down ups. So we tried it that way. You'd have the D, That arpeggio up too. And then from there, actually, after we got our intro, and then we got that chorus form 3 times, and then it starts getting varied, where a B minor chord starts taking the place of the G chord. And the way you play B minor, our first finger goes across the entire 2nd fret. And we'll talk about an easy way to play this too. But then the 2nd finger goes to the B string 3rd fret, 3rd finger on the D string 4th fret, and the pinky on the G string on the 4th fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a B minor bar chord, and it sounds really, really sad. Now, a good substitute for that, though, is something called B minor 7, where you do your first finger on the A string 2nd fret, 2nd finger on the G string 2nd fret, and 3rd finger on the high E string on the 2nd fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a B minor 7. So you may want to think about that if you want to avoid the bar chords. So if you tried our verse, you could even kind of, or our chorus form, kind of substituting in that B minor, you could even kind of take a lot of these ideas that we're talking about and mix them up too. So you could have your D, and your bass note for the B minor actually be on the A string. So you do the D 4 times, then B minor, B minor, G with the B bass, G with the B bass, D with the D bass, D with the D bass, D with the D bass, A with an A bass, D with the D bass, D with the D bass, D with the D bass. And then from there, then we go into kind of a solo part. And the solo actually mixes it up, and kind of all the G's get substituted in for B minors. So we could kind of try keeping that going, kind of mixing it up. So we'd have our D with a D bass, D, D minor with an A bass, D minor with an A bass, D with a D bass, on the fingerstyle actually, then you could have the D, B minor, B minor, D, and back to D. So you might kind of think about using that through the tune too. And then from there, then we go into kind of another variation. Actually, our verse chorus kind of changes after that solo, and we start substituting in that B minor more often. And you'll also hear this cool little lick around the D chord. We're on the 2nd D chord from the very beginning, and actually kind of the 2nd half. You'll kind of hear a quick change to a G major chord. And if you wanted to, you could kind of work that as a down, down, up on each chord, or you could work that as kind of a bass down, up on each chord. Kind of tried that next verse chorus with that variation added. We'd have D with D bass, D with D bass, G with the B bass, D with the D bass, D with the D bass, D minor with an A bass, D minor with an A bass, D with the B bass, D with the D bass, D with the D bass. And then we do our D lick again. D, G, D, and A with an A bass, D with the D bass. You may want to kind of just do one of the D's, one of the G's with your arpeggio. So you'd have your D, D, G, D, D, B minor, G, G, D. We could do that like a D, G, D, there, then we'll be going into our outro part. And our outro almost feels like down strums. You could kind of do the down the D, down the G, down the G, down the D, and then an A, if you're kind of digging that with the fingers, you might want to do it kind of all together. That's kind of an idea for that. Those changes through that part. D, A, and then a big D. But that's the basics of how you can strum through Fare Thee Well by Mumford & Son. So good luck!